Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera.
Salam satu Malaysia, salam UiTM di hatiku.
We are from the Faculty Business and Management of Diploma in Banking Studies, and we would like to talk about an interesting topic that will blow our mind, which is international trade finance as our choice. So what are we waiting for? Let's move into the introduction.
Hi guys, in this subtopic, I will explain what really is international trade in finance, what is a shipping grant, banker acceptance, and export credit in financing. Banks are taking a step further in this chapter by providing financing for buyers and sellers. Both exporters and importers can use financial services to fund sales and purchases. The buyer is given a shipping grant for the service so that the items can be taken without having to give the bill of lading or other shipping documents. What is banker acceptance? A banker's acceptance is a promised future payment that a bank accepts and grants deposit at a bank. For example, if a banker is not direct link and cannot secure financing from the exporter, an importer might prepare a banker's acceptance. This is the diagram banker acceptance for imports. The financing can only be drawn if the foreign seller receives a bill of exchange. Second, diagram banker acceptance for export. It is only allowed to draw a used bill by the exporting company on the foreign buyer. Next, export credit financing. Both direct and indirect exporters are provided with per-shipment export credit financing. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazrin. So just now we already know the meaning of international trade finance. Anyway, do you really know what is the trust receipt, bill discounting, export factoring, and term loan?
We don't know.
Oh, it's okay guys. So I will share with you guys, especially for those out there. So what is trust receipt? Trust receipt is an important advance given by a bank to an importer. So how does the trust receipt works? Trust receipt works when buyer resort to trust receipt as they don't have sufficient cash to pay to the seller. For the bank, trust receipt acts as a promissory note indicating that the buyer will pay them after the sales of goods. And the buyer can also terminate the trust receipt contract earlier. Other than that is also export factoring. Export factoring is also a form of financing specially designed to meet the needs of a business selling goods on a credit terms. And this is how it works. First, the bank will purchase the receivables and administer the collection for the client. Next, sales of receivables transfers the ownership to the factor's reliable rights and risks. So for the end, factor entitled to receive the payments made by the debtor.
Thank you, Lisha, for your explanation. Hey, Putera, how about you?
Oh, yes.
Do you really know about the other international trade of finance? If you really have the point to share, you may share with us.
I searched something about this trade too, and it also contains overdraft, bank guarantee, forfeiting, and international leasing. An overdraft is a facility granted by a bank under a current account where the customer is allowed to overdraw his account up to an amount agreed upon. The facility may be granted on a clean basis or guaranteed by third parties or secured against collateral. Depends on the relationship, integrity, and financial standings of the client. Interest is charged normally daily on the amount overdrawn and for the period of its use. An importer may utilize this facility to finance his imports when the required documents are against payment. With the documents, the goods are cleared and sold. The proceeds will be utilized to settle the overdraft. This facility is also available to exporters to finance their short-term requirements such as the purchase of raw materials, manufacturing, and other overhead expenses, especially when the exporters sell their goods on usance term. In addition, a bank guarantee or performance bond is an undertaking given by the bank to a third party at a request of a customer. The bank guarantees that the customer will complete or fulfill his obligation according to the terms specified in the contract. Bank normally charge a certain percentage of fees on the issuance of the letter based on amount and period outstanding and requires some of deposit from the customer. Next is forfeiting. Forfeiting is a loan facility offered by the bank to exporters who were required to sell on credit terms by buying the draft. The repayments from importer are spread over a period, sometimes up to 8 years. The procedure is similar to factoring, except it involves capital goods rather than consumer goods. Besides, the financing involves only the purchasing of bills of exchange and other financial documents without recourse to the seller. International leasing is a process by which a firm can obtain the use of a certain fixed assets for which it must pay a series of contractual, predict, or tax-deductible payments. The lessee is the receiver of the services or the assets under the lease contract, and the lessor is the owner of the assets. That's all the information I can share with you right now.
Thank you, Putra, for your sharing.
Thank you, Putera. We appreciate all the information you give to us. I think we are already at the end of the session. Thank you to those who are watching this video. We want to apologize for any misspelling or mistakes during the talk. I hope this video will represent the best ideas and knowledge for everyone. I'm NURHAZRIN SYAZWANI binti HALIM.
I am ALYSHA binti ROSLAN.
I'm PUTERA AFFANDI bin Abdul Rashid.
Thank you.
Thank you and see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.